Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. It's Wengil. Today we're going to be discussing about Ethiopia, where I'm from. So let's start. Let's start from geography. Ethiopia is found in the Horn of Africa, and it's the most populated country from Africa, next to Nigeria. We have around more than 100 million people. Ethiopia is the second oldest official Christian nation in the world after Armenia. Ethiopia is also the first place for the Hijra in 615 AD. The Ethiopian Christian king accepted the Islam refugees that were sent by the Prophet Muhammad. Along with Liberia, Ethiopia is the only nation that survived the scramble for Africa. Even though Italy tried to colonize Ethiopia in 1893 with the support of the Germans and the Austria-Hungary government, to their surprise, they did not succeed. In from 1895 to 1896, there was a war that went on in Ethiopia called Adwa by the people. They won that battle, even though at that moment the king that was running Ethiopia was King Menelik II. There were some oppositions that were against them, and there are some people that were not approving of his power. But once they realized that there is outside force coming in trying to attack Ethiopia and colonize, they all came together, united, and in that one-year battle they defeated the well-organized, well-equipped Italian troops and pushed them out of the country in the victory of Adwa. Let's throw it way back. Going back to 100 AD, there was a dynasty called Aksumite Dynasty that was found in the present day of northern Ethiopia. Travel guidebook that was written in the 1st century by a man named Mani, which was a scholar and also a religious leader. He describes Aksum as one of the four powers of the world that includes Rome, Persian, China, and Aksumite Dynasty. He mentions them as the big powers of his time in his book. And to back that up, archaeologists have found in the 1990s around India and Mediterranean the coins that were used at that time, the coins of Ethiopia's Aksumite Dynasty King Ezana. His coins were found around those areas, which proved that trading was going on around those areas, and they used to use that currency to trade. King Ezana was the ruler of the kingdom of Aksum. He was ruling the present-day northern part of Ethiopia, southern part of Saudi Arabia, Yemen, Djibouti, northern part of Somalia, and Sudan. Those were his territories, and that was his kingdom. But let's talk about people of Ethiopia. Ethiopian population, as I mentioned earlier, is more than 100 million. Ethiopian population is highly diverse with more than 80 different ethnic groups. Most people speak Semitic and Cushitic language. Now let's move on to facts of Ethiopia. Ethiopia uses their own calendar, our own calendar. So it's 8 years behind from the Gregorian calendar. Actually, at this moment in time in Ethiopia, it's 2011. The month we're in the 5th month of the year. So it's not 2019 in Ethiopia. You didn't know that, did you? Ethiopia has many languages, but the national language for Ethiopia is Amharic. Amharic consists of 33 characters, and each 33 characters have 7 sounds depending on the vowel and depending on the pronunciation you use. Next one is tourism. Ethiopia currently has 9 World Heritage. Those are ruins of Aksum, Church of Lalibela, Harar Jagol Gumb, Fasil Gumb, Konso Cultural Landscape, Ertale, Valley of Omo, Tiagum, and Semen Mountains. Okay, so the capital city of Ethiopia is Addis Ababa. Currently, the African Union headquarters is located in Addis Ababa, and also I call Addis Ababa home because I was born and raised in Addis Ababa. Okay, so this is what we can cover in this short video. There are so many things about Ethiopia that I haven't even mentioned, but we try and cover them in the future, because this one will be a long video if I just keep ranting on and going on with this. I want to close this video by urging Africans to learn about history, about each and every country within our continent. There's a lot we can learn, because I am a true believer of learning your history for two reasons. I believe there are two reasons why we should learn, especially as Africans, why we should learn our history. One is, if we know our history, we will not repeat it. If we know our ancestors made mistakes, we don't have to do it again. We just learn and move on and do things differently. The second thing is, if we see something we like, if we see something that is admirable that has been done before us, that's history too. Learning, taking that into account and repeating that will help us build the Africa that we all dream of building. One Africa, united Africa. Let me be honest with you, what really gets to me is the fact that Africans are told their histories, their stories, their identities by another race. Why? Why are we able to accept another narrative of us, of our own people? Why do we do that? How can I let somebody else tell me what my identity is, who Wengel is? How is that? They can tell me their perception, but they can't tell me what I go through, what are my situations, what kind of parents I had. Like, even take it individually. How are you able to accept another person's perception of yourself? No, I fear that we're listening to them, and that is making us doubt ourselves, that is making us believe we are less than, and that is a big issue that we have to address. We have to sit down and talk about. It's not a very good subject, it's not a fun subject to talk about, I understand, but it's a subject, it's a discussion that needs to be had. So let's sit down, let's learn our history. There are lots of histories. I will be glad to cover these histories with you, and please tell me, comment below if there's somebody that you really admired, or if there's somebody that really did something for Africa. I want to praise them. I want to tell the next generation, yes, your people can too, and your people did too, you know. Let me ask you a question. How many of Africans know about the Rome Colosseum? How many of Africans know about the Great Wall of China? How many people know about Persian history? Sadly, most of us know it. But how many of us knew about the Aksumite Dynasty that stood next to those powers? How many of us did know that? That is very sad. That's something that we need to really address. My personal takeaway from this history is, one, unity pays off. We can put all our personal issues and all the things that we don't agree on aside to defend our continent. Let's work hard together as one Africa, as united front of Africa. One is that. The second one is, let's learn our history, good and bad. It will both help us. Thank you for watching this video. I will see you on the next one. I appreciate you. Have a good day. Stay blessed.